Hello guys, in this video we will continue the chapters. The next section is called loci. Locus in singular or loci in plural is a path traced out by a point as it moves following a particular rule. So the first locus is circle with center 0, 0 and radius r. The notation is modulus z equals to r. This means the circumference of a circle with center 0, 0 and radius r. So the locus for this one is a circle, but not the inside, not the outside, only the circumference. And then next is modulus z less than r. Means all points within a circle with center 0, 0 and radius r, but the circumference is not included. So this locus represented by a circle with dotted line at the circumference, and then you have to shade the inside of the circle. And the next one is modulus z less than or equal to r. Means all points within a circle with center 0, 0, radius r, and also the circumference of the circle. So this locus represented by a circle with a complete circumference, and you have to shade the inside of the circle. And then next is, why does it take the form of a circle? Z equals to r. Oh, my bad. This one should be modulus z equals to r, means that the modulus is a constant while the argument varies. So the movement of the point will be like this. Okay, let's start with a point with the coordinate of a plus bi, and the modulus is r. Because the modulus is always the same, which is r, and argument varies, that means this point will be moving like this. Let's say I change the argument a little bit, it will become like that, and then I will increase the argument next like that, and then it will become like that, and finally it will form a circle. And then if we join all of the points, it will become a complete circle. Yeah, so this is why modulus z equals to a numbers is a circle. Okay, next example questions on separate Argand diagrams. Sketch this loci. I know that modulus z equals to 5 is a circle with center of 0, 0, and then the radius equals to 5, so I can draw it like this, and I will label this radius equals to 5. And then for the b, this is a, and then for the b, this is a circle with center 0, 0 and radius 3, but this times the circle have to be dotted line. This, wait a minute. Okay, and then I will delete this one. Nah, this is our circle, and the sign said less than, that means you have to shade the region inside the circle. Yeah, so this is our locus. Next, C is the same with the B. Let me copy the B. Okay, same thing with the B, but this time the circle will be a complete circle like this. Yeah. Okay, so that is the example question 1. Next is circle with center a, b and radius r. So the notation for this one is z minus something minus a complex numbers equals to r. That means the modulus of the z minus blah 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 equals to r is the radius, and then the z minus complex numbers, the complex numbers itself will be the center of the circle. So because the sign equals 2, that means this one is a circle with the circumference as the locus, while this one will be a a circle with a center of a plus bi, radius r, and because the sign is less than, you have to shade the region inside the circle, and the circle itself have to be in dotted line. And for this one, because the sign is less than or equal to, that means the circle will be a full circle, and you have to shade the region inside the circle. Okay, next is example questions. We have this notation. So in this notation, most of you will have a difficult times to find out the centers. I will give you the easy way to find out the centers. So you will take the one inside the modulus, just like this, and then you will make it 0, and then you find the z. So z equals to, you move this, it will become positive. That means you have 2 plus 4i. That means the center will be 2 plus 4i for this one. Okay, let's draw this. So we have 2 plus 4i, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right here, this is the real z. This one is the imaginary of z. Okay, and then the radius equals to 3. That means 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so our circle will be like this. And then because the sign is equal to, that means this is our locus. Next is b. For the b, we have to find out the center first. So z plus 3i equals to 0. That means z equals to negative 3i. That means the center will be negative 3i, and it will be right here, negative 3i. This is the center, and then the radius equals to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, just like that. Nah, this is our circle. But this time, because the sign doesn't have an equal sign, that means it has to be dotted line like this. Let me erase this one. Nah, and then you have to shade the region inside the circle because it is less than 4. And then the c, the same. You have to find out the center first. So z equals 2. You move it to the right hand side. You have negative 2 plus 3i. That means the center will be negative 2 and 3i right here. The radius equals to 5. Let's say the circle will be like this, and then you have to shade the region inside the circle like this. So this is the solution for the C. And then next is half lines or part lines. Notation, argument z minus a plus bi equals to alpha. This is means all points lying on a line with starting point a comma b taken from the this one, a plus bi, and then in the direction of alpha. Yeah, so the locus will be like this. It's a line starting from a plus bi, and the direction is alpha. And this is why the lines is called half line, because you have to draw it like this. You cannot extend the line to the bottom part. And then for this one, the z minus complex number is inverted like this. So the complex number first and then minus z. This is means half lines, but in the direction of in the opposite of the alpha. Yeah, so usually you will draw it like this, but because this one is inverted, that means you have to draw it to the other directions. Yeah, so it will going down instead of going up. Okay, sample question 1, sketch the loci. Okay, so this time we have to draw two locus, imaginary z, and then this one is the real z. The first one is a circle with a radius of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is our circle. Let me fix it a little bit. Okay, this one is our circle. And then for this one, it's the notation for a half line, right? So we have to find the starting point first. So z plus 2 plus 3i equals to 0. You always do this when you want to find the center of the circle or the starting point of half lines. So you'll have negative 2 minus 3i. That will be our starting point. Negative 2 and negative 3i is right here. And then the alpha is pi over 4. Pi over 4 means 45 degree measured from the horizontal lines from the starting point. Yeah, so you measure 45 degree like that, and then you will have this line. Nah, there you go. Okay, so this is our half line, and then show that there is only one complex number z satisfies both loci. So satisfies both loci means you have to find the intersection between the half line and the circle. So as you can see, we only have one intersection right here, so there is only one complex number z for the solution, and you have to label this as b. If you want to find out what is the solution, you have to read the coordinates, but this one is not precise, so I don't think we can find the coordinates. Next is perpendicular bisectors. Notation z minus a plus bi equals to z minus c plus di. This means all points that are equidistant from the first point, which is a plus bi, and the second point, which is c plus di. So let's say I have a plus bi right here and c plus di right there. If you want to find a point that is equidistant, equidistant means same distance between that point to the a plus bi and that point to c plus di. So the first point, the easiest, will be right here. Wait, will be right here. This is the point that equidistance from a plus bi and from c plus di. And then the next point will be right here. As you can see, that's the same distance, third, fourth, fifth, and so on. So you will have these points, and then when you connect them, you will have a perpendicular bisector. And then the next one is, as usual, we can change the equal to into less than. For the less than means all points that are nearer to a plus bi rather than c plus di. To understand this easily, you take a look at the sign. It is less than. You can read it like this, like a plus bi is smaller than c plus di. That means nearer to a plus bi. And the last one is less than or equal to. Less than or equal to means a straight line, and the sign still less than. That means a plus bi is smaller than c plus di. That also means the region will be nearer to a plus bi rather than c plus di. Okay, so steps to draw is determine the coordinate of the 2 points given, and then draw the line connecting the 2 points, determine the midpoint of the 2 points, and then draw a line that passes through the midpoint and is perpendicular to the previous line. I will explain this in the example questions. So in the example questions, we have this locus. That means we have to find the point first. From this one, you have z minus 4 plus I equals to 0. That means z equals to 4 minus I. And for this one, you have z plus 5i equals to 0. Z equals to negative 5i. So I want to remind you this one, that this method is not what should I say, not common, but you can find out the point easily like this. Yeah, so and then the next thing is to draw the point. So the point is 4 minus I. 4 minus I means 1, 2, 3, 4 and negative 1. This is 3z, this is in z. Okay, and then negative 5. Negative 5 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right here, negative 5. Okay, and then the step says draw the line connecting the 2 points. So let's draw a line connecting the 2 points. And then you have to find the midpoint. The midpoint of the first z and the second z is to find the midpoint. I think you should write down the coordinate first. The coordinate for this one is 4, negative 1 because you already familiar with the formula of the midpoint using coordinates x and y, right? So I suggest you to rewrite the coordinate first, and then you will label it like this: x1 y1, x2 y2. The formula of the midpoint is x1 plus x2 over 2, so 4 plus 0 over 2, comma y1 plus y2, sorry, this one without I, over 2. So the midpoint will be 2 comma negative 3. Okay, let's plot the midpoint. 2 comma negative 3 is right here, and then the next thing you have to do is you only have to draw a line that perpendicular to the first line and then passes through the midpoint like this. So this is the locus. Okay, so that's it, guys, the chapter of complex numbers. It's a little bit confusing, but if you do the practice well, I think you can understand complex numbers more. Okay guys, see you in the next video. Bye bye.